Hi, this is Newt with a Minute of Medicine for Your Mind. You know, recently I watched a documentary on the Revolutionary War. The British soldiers wore these wonderful red uniforms, and they would line up in ranks and files, and, you know, looking nice and pretty. They were so concerned with how they looked and how they sounded, how they appeared to everyone else, that they would march themselves into the fields, and the colonial soldiers were hiding in the bushes and behind the tall grass, up in the trees, behind the trees, and they would wait for those British soldiers to get into their clutches, and then they would pounce on them, surround them. They basically just beat them down. And the British soldiers wrote throughout history, said that they were discouraged and they were disappointed and they were confused and frustrated by the tactics of the colonial soldiers, because the colonial soldiers weren't fighting with the same rules. And the same thing happens to us in life. You see, life comes at us on life's terms. We don't get to say what life is going to bring, how it's going to bring it, or when it's going to bring it. We don't get to make those rules, but we do get to say how we respond to the things that life brings to us on its terms. If you're one of those ones that discouragement and frustration, you know, stand out first in how you respond to what life brings to you, then basically what you're saying is you don't want to fight no more, just like the British soldiers did. You're basically saying, I give up my territory that God has given me to the enemy. That's basically what you're saying. So that leads me to the question: do you even know who you are, what you have, and how you stand in God's eyes? You see, because throughout time and history and time with human beings, when a person perceives something belongs to them, they fight for it. What about you? This is Newt with a Minute of Medicine for Your Mind.